Hello everyone, in this video we are going to study about accounting standard 19 leases. In this accounting standard, first concept is about basics of lease. In basics of lease we have to see what is the meaning of lease, who are the parties involved in a lease transaction, and what are types of leases as per accounting standard 19. For example, A is having a car. He is transferring the right to use his car to B for a specific period, and B will pay some consideration to A. In this example, party A is called lessor. Party B is lessee. Let's see the meaning. Transfer of right to use assets for a specific period. Again is consideration. Who are the parties involved in a lease transaction? Lessor and lessee. Lessor is the person who transfers the right and who receives consideration from lessee. Lessee is the person to whom the right is transferred and pays the consideration to lessor. In our example, A is transferring right to use the car to B. A is called lessor and B is called lessee. Second concept is about finance lease. What is finance lease? It transfers substantially all the risks and rewards incidental to the ownership. Here risks and rewards means expected returns. It may be profit or loss to the lessee. That means all the risks and rewards relating to that asset will be transferred to the lessee. Title may or may not be eventually transferred. As per para 8 of AS 19, if any one condition is satisfied, it is finance lease. Let's see one by one. Transfer of ownership of asset to lessee at the end of lease term. At the end of the lease term, ownership of asset will be transferred to lessee. Lessee has option to purchase the asset at a very reduced price, and lessee is certain to opt for purchase at inception. Here at inception means at starting. Lessee has option to purchase the asset at a very reduced rate, and lessee is certain to opt for purchase at inception. At starting only, lessee is very certain about the purchase of the asset at the end of lease term at a very reduced rate. Third condition, where lease period covers substantial period of economic life of asset. For example, life of that asset is 5 years. Lease period is 4 years. That means substantially it is covering the economic life of asset. Usually it should be more than 90% of economic life of the asset. At the inception, present value of minimum lease payments amount to substantially fair value of asset. It is nothing but present value of minimum lease payments should substantially covers the fair value of asset. Leased asset is of specialized nature that only lessee can use it without major modifications. Only lessee can use it, and it should be in a specialized nature. If any of these conditions are satisfied, then we can say it is a finance lease. In all the other cases, it is a operating lease. Concept 3 is about accounting treatment in finance lease in the books of lessee. In the books of lessee, he'll pass the entry asset account debtor to lessor account, and we have to calculate what is the amount he has to record. Lower of present value of minimum lease payment from the viewpoint of lessee or fair value of asset. Here we have to understand what is minimum lease payment, what is fair value of asset, And why we are taking present value? What is minimum lease payment? We have to see here lessee point of view, because in his books we are recording minimum lease payment is equal to lease payment. Every month he has to pay some lease, for example. That amount we have to include here, plus guaranteed residual value. Guaranteed residual value means promise made by lessee. Is a promise made by lessee that lessor can sell the leased asset at the end of lease for a guaranteed amount. Lessor can sell the asset for a guaranteed amount. Lessee is promising that thing. That is guaranteed residual value. And what is fair value of asset? Fair value of asset is nothing but the willing price of the buyer. Usually it is very close to market value. Buyer is always willing to purchase nearest value in the market, but it is not similar to market value. And why we are calculating present value here? Present value of minimum lease payment from the viewpoint of lessee. Why we are taking present value? Because this is potential future payment. This is potential future payment, and guaranteed residual value also potential future payment. For future payments we always have to calculate present value. That is why we have to include present value for both lease payment and guaranteed residual value. Lower of these two values we have to record in the books of lessee. This is RTP 2015 question. Anushka Private Limited has taken machinery on lease from Virat Limited. The information is as under. Lease term is 4 years. Fair value at inception is 20 lakhs. Lease rent is 6,25,000 per annum at the end of year. Guaranteed residual value is 1,25,000. Expected residual value is 3,75,000. Implicit interest rate is 15%. Discounted rate is given for 4 years. Calculate the value of lease liability as per AS 19. We have to calculate present value of minimum lease payment or fair value. Whichever is lower is the lease liability as per AS 19. Present value of minimum lease payment. How to calculate present value of minimum lease payment? For first 4 years, every year we'll pay 6,25,000. And annuity factor we have to take for first 4 years. That means 0.8696 plus 0.7561 plus 0.6575 plus 0.5718. Annuity factor is 2.855. And in the 4th year, guaranteed residual value also is there, 1,25,000. That also we have to include. And for 4th year, what is the discounting rate? 0.5718. 0.5718. This is present value of minimum lease payment. And fair value is given 20 lakhs. Whichever is lower is the lease liability as per AS 19. Now we will see the solution. For first from 1 to 4 years, 6,25,000 is the lease rent per year. Annuity factor is 2.855. Present value 17,84,375. For 4th year, gross residual value is given 1,25,000. For 4th year, discounting rate is 0.5718. Present value is 71,475. This is the present value of minimum lease payment. And fair value is given in the question 20 lakhs. Whichever is lower is lease liability. Lower is present value of MLP. Next concept is about finance charges. In this example, if we see a total amount here is 26 lakhs 25,000. This is the actual amount payable to lessor. But present value of minimum lease payment is 18 lakh 55,850. What is the difference between these two amount? That is finance charges. This is the actual amount payable to lessor. This is present value of minimum lease payment 18 lakh 55,850. Difference between these two amount is finance charges. And this is the actual entry need to pass. This is the total amount payable to lessor. Present value of minimum lease payment plus finance charges. Now how to calculate finance charges every year? If we calculate in this way, we can calculate per year finance charges. First we have to take outstanding balance in the beginning. Finance charges at the rate 15%. A into 15%. Payment by lessee. It will be given in the question. Principal amount is C minus B. That is payment by lessee minus finance charges. We'll get principal amount. Outstanding balance at the end. If we minus outstanding balance in the beginning minus principal amount, we'll get outstanding balance at the end. Like that we will do for 4 years. In the 4th year, we have to consider gross residual value also. Payment by lessee. This is the actual lease payment plus gross residual value also we have to consider. So here total should match with our total 7,69,150. This is how to calculate finance charges every year. Next, concept 5. In the books of lessee, this is a special case. If fair value of asset is less than present value of minimum lease payment, then what is the rate we have to use? We have to use implicit rate. This is similar to IRR method. With this question, we can understand this method. Lease Limited took a machine on lease from Lessor Limited, the fair value being 10 lakhs. The economic life of machine as well as the lease term is 4 years. At the end of each year, Lessee Limited pays 3,50,000. The lessee has guaranteed a residual value of 50,000 on expiry of the lease of the lessor. However, lessor estimates that residual value of machinery will be 35,000. The implicit rate of interest is 16% per annum, and present value factors at 16% are 0.8621, 0.7432, 0.6407, 0.5533 at the end of first, second, third and fourth year respectively. Calculate the value of machinery to be considered by Lessee Limited and the finance charges each year. First we have to calculate using 16%. Present value of minimum lease payment or fair value of the asset, whichever is lower, we have to consider as lease liability as per accounting standard 19. First we will calculate like that. 16%, this is the annuity factor for first 4 years. 3,50,000 is the lease rent. So present value is 9,79,405. For the 4th year, we have to consider gross residual value also. The question it is given 50,000 is the gross residual value. So this is the discounting rate. So present value of minimum lease payment is 27,615. This is the present value of minimum lease payment. Now we have to compare this value with fair value of asset. That means fair value of the asset is given 10 lakhs. Whichever is lower is 10 lakhs. So here we can observe fair value of the asset is less than present value of minimum lease payment. So we have to use implicit rate here. That we will see how to calculate. Now in this case, lower of present value of MLP or fair value of fixed asset, that is 10 lakhs is lower. Fair value is less than present value of minimum MLP. In this case, first we have to do calculation like this. 14,50,000 is the amount we have to pay to lessor. That means this amount 3,50,000 into 4 years. That is 14 lakhs plus 50,000. Total is 14,50,000. This is the total value payable to lessor. This is the total amount payable to lessor. We have to find out the difference between these two values. This is present value of minimum lease payment. The difference between these two amounts is finance charge, 4,42,980. At the same time, between fair value and this value is also finance charge, 4,50,000. Here we have to understand we are looking for a value less than this, less than 10 lakhs. To get a value less than 10 lakhs, we have to increase the discounting rate. If we calculate 18%, then we will get 9,67,300. So after getting this value, we have to calculate like this. For 16%, present value minimum lease payment is 10,07,020. 10 lakhs is the fair value, and 9,67,300 is the present value minimum lease payment at 18%. First we have to find out small distance difference. This is a shortcut formula. 16% plus small difference divided by large difference into difference in rate. Here small difference means between these two values. Present value on minimum lease payment at 16% and fair value. This is small distance. So difference between these two amount is 7,020 divided by large difference. Large difference we have to consider from here to here. We have to check these two difference. What is the minimum present value of minimum lease payment at 18% and at 16%? We have to take the difference in the denominator. That is 39,720 into difference between these two percentage, 18% and 16%, that is 2%. If we calculate like that, we will get 16.35%. So using this implicit rate, we have to compute finance charges for each year. In this format, we have to calculate outstanding balance at the beginning, and finance charges we have to calculate on outstanding balance in the beginning. That is 16.35% into outstanding balance in the beginning. Next, payment by lessee, it is given in the question, 3,50,000 for first 3 years, and last year 3,50,000 plus residual value. Here residual value is also included. We'll get the principal amount by deducting C minus B, that is payment by lessee minus finance charges. We'll get outstanding at the end. If you minus outstanding balance at the beginning minus principal amount. So we can calculate with this format finance charges each year, and total should match. Next is concept 6. Finance lease in the books of lessor. Lessor will pass the entry lessee account debtor to asset account or sales account if that asset is a stock to him. And what is the amount he has to record? The amount in this entry will be net investment. Net investment means present value of gross investment. We have to see what is gross investment here. Gross investment is equal to lease rentals plus guaranteed residual value plus unguaranteed residual value. All these payments are potential future payments. That's why we have to calculate this in present value. In the books of lessor, he has to consider unguaranteed residual value also. One more important concept here is unearned finance income. Lessor has to deduct net investment from gross investment. He'll get unearned finance income. While solving problems, we will understand more about this concept. This is RTP 2013 problem. Modi Limited leased a machine to Shah Limited on the following term. Lease term 5 years, fair value of machine is 48 lakhs, lease rent is 8 lakhs per annum, guaranteed residual value 1.60 lakhs, expected residual value 3 lakhs, internal rate of return 15%, discounted rate for first year to fifth year is given, respectively. Ascertain unearned finance income. Unearned finance income means present value of gross investment. Present value of gross investment we have to calculate. First of all, we have to calculate gross investment. Gross investment is lease rentals plus guaranteed residual value plus unguaranteed residual value. Lease rental is given 8 lakhs per annum. Total 5 years. 8 lakhs into 5 years plus guaranteed residual value is given 1.60 lakhs. And we have to calculate unguaranteed residual value. How to calculate this? Residual value minus guaranteed residual value. So residual value is given total 3 lakhs minus guaranteed residual value is given 1.60 lakhs. So 1.40 lakhs is unguaranteed residual value. Now this is gross investment. Now we have to calculate present value of gross investment. That is nothing but net investment. From first year to fifth year, 8 lakhs is the lease rental and annuity factor for 5 years is 3.3522. Present value of minimum lease payment is 26 lakhs 81,760. And for fifth year, we have to consider lease. Here we have to consider guaranteed residual value plus unguaranteed residual value also. This is the total present value of minimum lease payments. Now to calculate unearned finance income, gross investment minus net investment. Gross investment we know 43 lakhs minus net investment, that is 28 lakhs 30,920. Unearned finance income is 14 lakhs 69,080. Concept 7, operating lease. In case of finance lease, lessor will record it as sale. He will not charge depreciation on the asset. But lessee will treat it as a purchase and he will charge depreciation. In case of operating lease, lessor will treat it as rental income and he will charge depreciation. Lessee will treat the lease transaction as rental expense and he'll not charge depreciation. Here, in finance lease, lessee will claim depreciation, but in operating lease, lessor will claim depreciation. This standard says rental income or rental expense. As per this standard, they have to treat rental income or else as rental expense. Record it in the ratio of benefits derived. We'll solve this question to understand all the concepts clearly. Lessee took a machine on lease from lessor for 3 years. The lease rentals being 25,000, 45,000 and 50,000. Output from the machine is estimated to 10,000 units in year 1, 20,000 units in year 2, 50,000 units in year 3. Compute the amount to be recognized in each year. Total lease rent is given 25,000, 45,000 and 50,000. This is the total rent. Amount to be recognized each year. Based on output, we have to calculate the ratio. Output is given for first year 10,000, second year 20,000, third year 50,000. Now ratio, if we calculate ratio 50, 20 plus 10, total is 80,000. This is 1:2:5. So in that ratio, we have to recognize each year. 1,20,000 into 1/8. 15,000 for the first year we have to recognize. We have to recognize 30,000 in the second year. In the third year 75,000. Total is 1,20,000. Next concept, sale and lease back. For example, A is having a car. He is selling that car to B. Again he is taking the car as lease. Same car he is taking back as lease. That is called sale and lease back. In case of finance lease, Profit or loss on sale should not be recognized immediately. Profit or loss on sale should not be recognized immediately, but should defer over the lease term in the proportion of depreciation. In case of operating lease, profit or loss should be recognized subject to some conditions. Here, difference between carrying amount and fair value of asset. Here, carrying amount is nothing but WDV value, written down value. Difference between carrying amount and fair value of asset should be recognized immediately. That means if carrying amount is greater than fair value, it is loss. If carrying amount is less than fair value, it is profit. We have to recognize immediately. Second condition is difference between fair value and selling price. How to record? We'll see. If selling price is more than fair value, profit is deferred over lease period. If selling price is less than fair value, loss is deferred only if future lease rentals are reduced. Loss should be recognized immediately in the books provided loss is not compensated by future lease payments. We have a shortcut to remember this. If WDV value is less than fair value, it is a profit we have to recognize. If WDV value is greater than fair value, it is a loss. If selling price is greater than fair value, it is profit. If selling price is less than fair value, it is loss. Practice manual question number 43. Write a short note on sale and leaseback transactions as per accounting standard 19. As per AS 19 on leases, a sale and leaseback transaction involves the sale of an asset by the vendor and the leasing back of the asset to the vendor. Here in this example, A sold the car to B. Again, he leased back the same car. The lease payments and the sale price are usually interdependent as they are negotiated as a package. Usually, sale and leaseback transaction is negotiated as a package. The accounting treatment of a sale and leaseback transaction depends upon the type of lease involved. If a sale and leaseback transaction results in finance lease, any excess or deficiency of sale proceeds over the carrying amount should be deferred and amortized over the lease term in proportion to the depreciation of the asset. Here we have studied difference between carrying amount and fair value of the asset should be recognized immediately, and difference between fair value and selling price. If selling price is more than fair value, profit is deferred and over lease period. If selling price is less than fair value, loss is deferred only if future lease rentals are reduced. In case of finance lease, profit or loss on sale should not be recognized immediately but should deferred over the lease term in the proportion of depreciation. If a sale and leaseback transaction results in finance lease, any excess or deficiency on sale proceeds over the carrying amount should be deferred and amortized over the lease term in proportion to the depreciation of the leased asset. If sale and leaseback transaction results in operating lease, it is clear that the transaction is established at fair value. Any profit or loss should be recognized immediately. If the sale price is below fair value, any profit or loss should be recognized immediately, except that if the loss is compensated by future lease payments at below market price, it should be deferred and amortized in proportion to the lease payments over the period for which the asset is expected to be used. If the sale price is above fair value, the excess over fair value should be deferred and amortized over the period for which the asset is expected to be used. If we see the shortcut, if WDV value is less than fair value, it is profit. If WDV value is greater than fair value, it is loss. If selling price is greater than fair value, it is profit. If selling price is less than fair value, it is loss. To answer any question, the shortcut is very important. Explain the types of lease as per AS 19. For the purpose of AS 19, leases classify into two categories. One is finance lease, second one is operating lease. It is finance lease. It is a lease which transfers substantially all risks and rewards incidental to ownership of an asset. Here, all risks and rewards means expected returns. It may be profit or loss incidental to the ownership of an asset to the lessee by the lessor, but not the legal ownership. Ownership may or may not be transferred. As per para 8 of the standard, in following situation, the lease transactions are called finance lease. We already studied if any of 5 conditions as per para 8 is satisfied, then it is finance lease. Transfer of ownership of asset to lessee by end of lease term. Lessee has option to purchase the asset at very reduced rate and lessee is certain to opt for purchase at inception, where lease period covers substantial period of economic life of asset. At the inception, present value of minimum lease payments amounts to substantially fair value of leased asset. Leased asset is of specialized nature that only lessee can use it without major modification. These are 5 conditions. What is operating lease? It is a lease which does not transfer all risks and rewards. Incidental to ownership. Lease payments under an operating lease should be recognized as an expense in the statement of profit and loss on straight line basis over the lease term, unless another systematic basis is more representative of the time pattern of the user's benefit. Question number 45. Define the term finance lease. State any 3 situations when a lease would be classified as finance lease. Again, same question. As per AS 19 leases, a finance lease is a lease that transfers substantially all the risks and rewards incident to ownership of an asset. As per para 8, these are the 3 conditions. The lessor transfers ownership of the asset to the lessee by the end of lease term. The lessee has an option to purchase the asset at a reduced rate. It is expected to be sufficiently lower than the fair value. It is same. Such at the inception of the lease, it is reasonably certain that the option will be exercised. It is same. Lessee has an option to purchase the asset at a very reduced rate, and lessee is certain to opt for purchase at inception, where lease period covers substantially period of economic life of asset. Any 3 conditions we can write. Major part of economic life of asset even if title is not transferred. That is question number 45. Question number 46. Annual lease rent is equal to 40,000 at the end of each year. Lease period 5 years. Guaranteed residual value 14,000. Fair value at the inception beginning of lease 1,50,000. Interest rate implicit on lease is 12.6%. The present value factors given at 12.6% at the end of first, second, third, fourth and fifth years respectively. Show the journal entry to record the asset taken on lease on finance lease in the books of lessee. In the books of lessee, what is the entry we have to pass? Asset on lease account debtor to lessor account. What is the amount we have to record? Lower of present value of minimum lease payment from the viewpoint of lessee or fair value of asset, whichever is lower. Now we'll see solution. For first 1 to 5 years, 40,000 annual lease rent, and we have to calculate present value annuity factor. And for 5th year, we have to consider gross residual value. For 5th year, discounting rate is 0.552. Annuity factor for 5 years is 0.89 plus 0.79 plus 0.7 plus 0.622 plus 0.552. It is 3.554. We calculate 40,000 into 3.554. It is 1,42,160 plus 14,000 into 0.552 for 5th year for gross residual value. It is 7728, and total is 1,42,160 plus 7728. 1,42,160 plus 77. 49. This is present value of minimum lease payment. This first one. Second one is fair value. It is given 1,50,000. Whichever is lower. Lower is 1,49,000 full 8. And the entry we have to pass asset on lease account that are to lessor account. The solution. Journal entry in the books of lessee. Asset account that are 1,49,800 to lessor account 1,49,888. What we have calculated here. Question number 47. B&P Limited availed a lease from N&L Limited. The conditions of the lease terms are as under. Lease period is 3 years in the beginning of the year 2010 for equipment costing 10 lakhs and has an expected useful life of 5 years. The fair market value is 10 lakhs. The property reverts back to the lessor on termination of the lease. The unguaranteed residual value is estimated is 1 lakh at the end of year 12. That is third year. 3 equal annual payments are made at the end of each year. Consider IRR is equal 10%. The present value of 1 rupee due at the end of third year at 10% rate of interest is 0.7513. The present value of annuity of ₹1 due at the end of third year at 10% IRR is 2.4868. State whether the lease constitutes finance lease and also calculate unearned finance income. Here in this question, first of all, we have to calculate present value of residual value. For that, formula is unguaranteed residual value into discount rate on that year. Here unguaranteed residual value is estimated at ₹1 lakh at the end of year 2012. That means that is third year. So for third year discount rate is given 0.7513. Now we have to calculate unguaranteed residual value, that is 1 lakh into 0.7513. That is 75,130. 1 lakh into 0.7513. 75,130. Now we have to minus this present value of residual value from fair value. Fair value minus present value of residual value. We will get present value of minimum lease payments. So we'll minus 75,130 from 10 lakhs. That is 9,24,870. That is present value of minimum lease payments. Now we have to calculate how much percentage is substantially covering the fair value. 9,24,870 divided by fair value. Fair value is 10 lakhs. That is 92.48%. That means if we see one of the condition as per para 8, at the inception, present value of minimum lease payments amounts to substantially fair value of leased asset. Yeah, it is one of the condition. Yeah, it is substantially covering the fair value of asset. So it is finance lease. Now we have to calculate what is the annual lease payment. 9,24,870 divided by annuity factor given for third year, 3 years, 2.4868. That is 3,71,911. This is the annual lease payment. In the question, it is asking for unearned finance income also. Unearned finance income, a formula is gross investment minus present value of investment. Here gross investment means total lease payments plus unguaranteed residual value. Here present value of investment means lease payments and residual value. Total lease payment. In our solution we got annual lease rent is 3,71,911 into 3 years. 11,15,735 is total lease payments plus unguaranteed residual value is given in the question 1 lakh. So gross investment in the lease is 12,15,000. Now present value of investment, that is lease payment, that is 75,130. That is nothing but present value of residual value. Present value of residual value 75,130 and present value of minimum lease payment. We'll get unearned finance income. Question number 48. An equipment having expected useful life of 5 years is leased for 3 years. Both the cost and the fair value of the equipment are 6 lakhs. The amount will be paid in 3 equal installments, and at the termination of lease, lessor will get back the equipment. The unguaranteed residual value at the end of third year is 60,000. The IRR of the investment is 10%. The present value of annuity factor is at the end of third year at 10% IRR is 2.4868. The present value of rupees 1 due at the end of third year at 10% rate of interest is 0.7513. State with reason whether the lease constitutes the finance lease and also compute the unearned finance income. Again same model. First we have to calculate present value of residual value at the end of third year, that is unguaranteed residual value into discount factor, that is 45,072, 45,078. Now we have to minus from fair value. This is 5,54,922. How much percentage it is covering? That means 5,54,922 divided by 6 lakhs. That is 92.48% is covering. So this is finance lease. Next thing we have to do, what is the annual lease rental payment? That is 5,54,922 divided by annuity factor 2.4868. 5,54,922 divided by 2.4868. Annual lease rent is 2,23,147. See solution. 2,23,147 is the annual lease payment and covering 92.48%. Now we have to calculate unearned finance income. Unearned finance income is gross investment minus present value of minimum lease payments and unguaranteed residual value. We have to calculate unearned finance income, gross investment minus present value of minimum payment and unguaranteed residual value. Gross investment we already calculated, 2,23,147 into 3 years plus unguaranteed residual value, that is 6,64,441 plus 60, 7,29,441. That is nothing but total plus unguaranteed residual. Annual lease payment is 2,23,147. Now we have to calculate gross investment in the lease. Gross investment in the lease is equal to total minimum lease payment plus unguaranteed residual value. Here lease value into 3 years plus unguaranteed residual value, that is 7,29,441. Unearned finance income, that is gross investment minus present value of minimum lease payments and unguaranteed residual value. Gross investment we have calculated 7,29,41 minus present value of minimum lease payments, that is 6 lakhs. Unearned finance 1,29,000. Question number 49. Lessee Limited took a machine on lease from Lessor Limited, the fair value being 7 lakhs. The economic life of machine as well as the lease term is 3 years. At the end of each year, Lessee Limited pays 3 lakhs. The lessee has guaranteed a residual value of 22,000 on expiry of the lease to the lessor. However, Lessor Limited estimates that the residual value of the machinery will be only 15,000. The implicit rate of return is 15% per annum. Present value factors is given for 4 years. Calculate the value of machinery to be considered by Lessee Limited and the finance charges in each year. Here first we have to calculate present value of minimum lease payment, that is first 3 years 3 lakhs is the lease rent, annuity factor 2.282, that is 0.869 plus 0.756 plus 0.657. Present value is 6,84,600. For third year we have to consider gross residual value. 22,000 is given in the question. Discounting rate is 0.657. Present value 14,454. We'll get a present value of minimum lease payment, that is 6,99,54. And fair value is given in the question 7 lakhs. We have to compare these two values. Whichever is lower is the lease liability as per AS 19. Now in our case, lease liability is 6,99,054. In the question, it is asking finance charges in each year. First we have to find out how much is the finance charge. We have to calculate how much is the amount payable to the lessor first. 3 lakhs into 3 years plus gross residual value 22,000. Total payable to lessor is 9,22,000. The present value of minimum lease payment is 6,99,000. From these two is finance charge. 6,94, that is 2,1,046 the finance. Now we have to calculate finance charge each year. If we calculate in this format, we can calculate finance charges each year. First we have to see outstanding balance at the beginning of the year. On that we have to calculate 15% to get finance charges, that is A into 15%. Next, C is payment given in the question. This is nothing but annual lease rent. Next, principal amount will get if we deduct a finance charges from payment given, that is C minus B. Next, outstanding at the end. We have to calculate A minus D, that is outstanding at the beginning minus principal amount. We'll get outstanding at the end. The same value will be outstanding at the beginning for next year, that is second year. Like that we have to calculate for 3 years. Now here finance charges should match with this total 2,22,946. Is exactly matching. That is question number 49. Next, question number 50. X Limited sold JCB machine having WDV of 50 lakhs to Y Limited for 60 lakhs. And the same JCB was leased back by Y Limited to X Limited. The lease is operating lease. Comment according to relevant accounting standard if sale price of 60 lakhs is equal to fair value. Fair value is 50 lakhs and sale price is 45 lakhs. Fair value is 55 lakhs and sale price is 62 lakhs. Fair value is 45 lakhs and sale price is 48 lakhs. This is sale and leaseback concept. We have to see sale and leaseback. With this, we can solve this solution using this shortcut formula. It is very helpful in exam also. WDV, fair value, selling price. First we have to compare these two. Secondly, we have to compare these two. We'll see one by one. In first case, WDV is given 50 lakhs. Selling price and fair value both are same, that is 60 lakhs. Now first we have to compare these two, WDV and fair value. Here WDV is less than fair value. WDV is less than fair value, that is profit. How much is the profit? 10 lakhs. We have to recognize this 10 lakhs immediately. In second case, we have to compare selling price and fair value. In this case, there is no difference, so no need to recognize anything. Now we'll see second case. In second case, fair value is 50 lakhs, selling price is 45 lakhs. WDV is already given 50 lakhs. Now WDV is 50 lakhs, fair value is 50 lakhs, selling price is 45 lakhs. Now this is the first comparison. Here there is no difference, so no need to recognize anything. No profit, no loss. This is second comparison. Here fair value is greater than selling price. That means selling price is less. Selling price is less than fair value. That is loss. How much is the loss? 5 lakhs. 5 lakhs loss we have to recognize immediately. That is second case. Now in the third case we'll see. The third case, WD is 50 lakhs, fair value is 55 lakhs, selling price is 62 lakhs. WDV is 50 lakhs, fair value 55 lakhs, selling price is 62 lakhs. First we have to compare these two. Here WDV is lesser than fair value. WDV is lesser than fair value, that is profit. Profit is 5 lakhs. These 5 lakhs we have to recognize immediately. Now second comparison is between these two, selling price and fair value. In this case, selling price is greater. If selling price is greater than fair value, it is profit. 5 lakhs profit. We have to recognize immediately. Now we'll see fourth case. The fourth case, WDV is 50 lakhs, fair value is 45 lakhs and selling price is 48 lakhs. Fair value 45, selling price is 48 lakhs. First we have to compare these two. Here WDV is greater than fair value. If WDV is greater than fair value, it is loss. Here in this case, loss 5 lakhs we have to recognize immediately. Secondly, we have to compare these two, selling price and fair value. Here selling price is greater than fair value. If selling price is greater than fair value, it is profit. Profit is 3 lakhs here. 3 lakhs profit. We have to recognize immediately. Now we will see the solution. According to AS 19, following will be the treatment in the given situations. For first case, WDV is 50 lakhs, selling price is 60 lakhs and fair value is also 60 lakhs. When sale price of 60 lakhs is equal to fair value, X Limited should immediately recognize the profit of 10 lakhs, that is 60 minus 50 in its books. In first case, profit we have to recognize immediately. In second case, there is no difference, so no need to recognize anything. That is what we calculated. Profit 10 lakhs we have to recognize immediately. That is first case. In second case, WDV is 50 lakhs, fair value is 50 lakhs and sale price is 45 lakhs. If you see second case, in first comparison, WDV and fair value, there is no difference, so no need to show anything. In second case, a comparison between selling price and fair value, loss is there, 5 lakhs. We have to recognize the loss immediately. Now we'll see the solution. When fair value of leased JCB machine is 50 lakhs and selling price is 45 lakhs, then loss of 5 lakhs should be immediately recognized by X Limited in its book, provided loss is not compensated by future lease payments. Now we'll see third question. Fair value is 55 lakhs, WDV is 50 lakhs, selling price is 62 lakhs. When fair value is 55 lakhs, selling price is 62 lakhs, profit of 5 lakhs to be recognized immediately. The third case, profit we have to recognize immediately in its books. And balance profit of 7 lakhs. That is 62 minus 55. that we have calculated here. 62 minus 55, that is 7 lakhs. In fourth case, when fair value is 45 lakhs, sales price is 48 lakhs, then the loss of 5 lakhs should be recognized immediately by X Limited in the books, and profit of 3 lakhs should be amortized or deferred over lease period. That is what we have calculated. Loss 5 lakhs to be recognized immediately, and profit is 3 lakhs. It should be amortized or deferred over lease period. That is question number 50. Next, question number 51. Let's see, classify the following into either operating or finance lease. Lessee has option to purchase the asset at lower than fair value at the end of lease term. Economic life of the asset is 7 years, lease term is 6 years, but asset is not acquired at the end of lease term. Economic life of the asset is 6 years, lease term is 2 years, but the asset is of special nature and has been procured only for the use of lessee. Present value of minimum lease payment is equal to fair value of the asset. These are 5 conditions as per para 8. This is para 8. If any of these conditions are satisfied, then it is a finance lease. Now we'll see one by one. Lessee has an option to purchase the asset at lower than fair value at the end of lease term. Yes, it is one of the condition. Lessee has an option to purchase the asset at very reduced rate, and lessee is certain to opt for purchase at inception. If it becomes certain at the inception of lease itself that the option will be exercised by the lessee, is a finance lease. Second is economic life of the asset is 7 years, lease term is 6 years, but asset is not acquired at the end of lease term. Now we can see this. When lease period covers substantial period of economic life of asset, that means even if it is 90% also, it constitutes a finance lease. The lease will be classified as finance lease. Substantial portion of life of asset is covered by lease term. That's why it is finance lease. Economic life of asset is 6 years, lease term is 2 years. It is not covering, but the asset is of special nature and has been procured only for use of lessee. That is also one of the condition. Leased asset is of the specialized nature that only lessee can use it without major modification. Here in the question, asset is of special nature and has been procured only for the use of lessee. Yes, it is a finance lease. Since the asset is procured only for the use of lessee, it is a finance lease. Present value of minimum lease payment is equal to fair value of asset. That is nothing but at the inception, present value of minimum lease payments amount to substantially fair value of the leased asset. Yes, it is a finance lease. The lease is a finance lease if x is equal to y or x substantially equals y. That is question number 51. Next, question number 52. What do you understand by the term interest implicit rate or on lease? Calculate the interest rate implicit on lease from the following details. Annual lease rent is given 80,000 at the end of each year. Lease period is 5 years. Guaranteed residual value is 40,000. Unguaranteed residual value is 24,000. Fair value is given 3,20,000 value. Discounting rates is given. This is IRR method. This is IRR method, same model we have calculated here. As per para 3 of AS 19 leases, the interest rate implicit in the lease is the discount rate that at the inception of the lease causes the aggregate present value of minimum lease payments under a finance lease from the standpoint of lessor. Any unguaranteed residual value accruing to the lessor. That is called implicit interest rate. First we have to calculate present value at 10%. Then we have to calculate present value at 14%. Then we have to calculate the implicit interest rate. Just like IRR method we have calculated here. Small difference divided by large difference into difference in rates, and the interest rate is given. Here also same thing. Interest rate is given 10% plus small difference divided by large difference and rate difference. Both are same. This is the same model. If we solve it easily, we can get the solution. Next, question number 53. A machine having expected useful life of 6 years is leased for 4 years. Both the cost and the fair value of the machinery are 7 lakhs. The amount will be paid in 4 equal installments and at the termination of lease. Lessor will get back the machinery. The unguaranteed residual value at the end of 4th year is 70,000. The IRR of the investment is 10%. The present value of annuity factor of ₹1 due at the end of 4th year at 10% IRR is 3.169. The present value of ₹1 due at the end of 4th year is 10%, rate of interest is 0.683. State with reasons whether the lease constitutes finance lease and also compute the unended finance income. Unguaranteed residual value is 70,000, fair value is 7 lakhs. First we have to calculate present value of residual value at the end of 4th year. That is nothing but unguaranteed residual value into discounting rate on that year 0.683. That is 47,810. After that we have to minus this from fair value. We'll get present value of minimum lease payment. That is 7 lakhs minus 47,810. That is 6,52,190. Now we have to calculate how much percentage it is covering with the fair value. That is nothing but 6,52,190 divided by 7 lakhs. That is 93.17%. Then it is a finance lease because it is substantially covering the fair value of asset. It is finance lease. Since it substantially covers the major portion of the leased payments and life of the asset, the lease constitutes a finance lease. Next we have to calculate unended finance income. Unended finance income is nothing but total lease payments plus unguaranteed residual value will get gross investment. If we minus present value of gross investment from gross investment, we will get unended finance income. Let's see the solution. Gross investment in the lease is total minimum lease payments plus unguaranteed residual value. That is nothing but total lease payments for 3 years. That is 2,05,803 into 4 years. Plus 70,000 is unguaranteed residual value. We'll get gross investment 8,93,212. Now unended finance income is gross investment minus present value of minimum lease payment plus guaranteed residual value. That is nothing but present value of gross investment only. 8,93,212 minus 7 lakhs. How we will get 6,52,190 plus 47,810. That we already calculated here. Present value of lease recoverable 47,810. Unended finance income is 1,93,212. That is question number 53. Next question number 54. Akshat International Limited has given a machinery for lease on lease for 36 months and its useful life is 60 months. Cost and fair market value of the machinery is 5 lakhs. The amount will be paid in 3 equal installments and the lessee will return the machinery to lessor at termination of lease. The unguaranteed residual value at the end of 3 years is 50,000. IRR of investment is 10% and present value of annuity factor of ₹1 due at the end of 3 years at 10% IRR is 2.468 and present value of ₹1 due at the end of 3rd year is 0.7513. You are required to comment with reason whether the lease constitute finance lease or operating lease. If it is a finance lease, calculate unended finance income. Again same model. First we have to calculate present value of unguaranteed residual value and we have to consider discounting rate at the end of 3rd year. Unguaranteed residual value is given in the question is 50,000 and discounting rate at the end of 3rd year is given 0.7513. So we will get present value of unguaranteed residual value 37,565. Next we have to calculate present value of lease payment. Fair value minus present value of UGRV. That is 5 lakhs minus 37,565. We'll get present value of lease payments. Now how much is covering with the fair value? That is nothing but present value of minimum lease payment divided by fair value. So we'll get 92.487%. 4,62,435 divided by 5 lakhs. That is 92.487%. Since lease payment substantially covers the major portion of fair value, it is a finance lease. Now we have to calculate unended finance income. Unended finance income is nothing but gross investment minus present value of gross investment. First we have to calculate gross investment. Gross investment is total minimum lease payments plus unguaranteed residual value. Total minimum lease payments is 1,85,956 into 3 years plus unguaranteed residual value 50,000 is given. Gross investment is 6,07,868. Now unearned finance income is gross investment minus present value of minimum lease payment plus unguaranteed residual value, that is 6,07,868 minus 5 lakhs. Unearned finance income is 1,07,860. That is question number 50.